As it stands right now, nothing will hold the division of Nigeria and the recognition of Biafra. Donald Trump don't give express message to Renomore to take a close data, a proper data of wetin dey go on and map out sensitive places wey dey for Nigeria wey be say they need to cut off. So I go want make you pay attention watch this video from the starting to the end and listen for yourself wetin Donald Trump talk. And people will be say collect bribe, he don't even put them in their place to make sure say in deal with them. And again, the open case file of Tinubu of in drug and in criminal acts at the same time to make sure say they sentence am follow a legal process to make sure say Nigeria is being divided. Everything wey dey happen right now dey happen step by step. If you see wetin dey go on, if you see how the thing take start from December, you go know say these people are really serious, and once they mean it, they take action immediately. That's one thing about US. Once they mean am, they take action. Understand? So I go want make you pay attention, listen carefully for every single thing wey dey go on. Even Tinubu na dey on a hot soup. You don't know wetin to do right now because he dey confused. Because they press this division forcefully to make sure say, in fact, I'm not gonna just talk much. I'll allow you maybe just watch this video from the starting to the end so that you go understand everything carefully. So pay attention to the end so that you go grab every single thing where they go. And so many people will be say they cover up to make sure say Donald Trump no come in. Nigeria, you know how much Nigeria don't pay to US so that they go just they cover everything where they go on so that Biafra no go they declare. A lot of things where you go hear from this video. Pay attention, share this video to everyone on every social media platform. Don't forget to click the subscribe button for more updates. Share this video and the only one I feel take encourage supporters, and click the subscribe button for more updates. Thank you. Right freedom for Mazinandikala. The time for Biafra has come. I believe you me. From now to December, Biafra will be declared. This thing started immediately from December to show say time don't come. So make nobody fool una say Biafra never come. Make nobody fool una because the time don't reach. It's time to go home. Share this video and click the subscribe button for more updates.
Ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself. That is why I'm also asking you to end deadly sanctuary cities that protect the criminals and enact serious penalties for public officials who block the removal of criminal aliens. In many cases, drug lords, murderers all over our country, they're blocking the removal of these people out of our country, and you should be ashamed of yourself. Let's also ensure that members of Congress cannot corruptly profit from using insider information. They stood up for that. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Did Nancy Pelosi stand up if she's here? Doubt it. Pass the Stop Insider Trading Act without delay.
Ending the persecution of Christians in Nigeria. The United States Congress commends President Trump for his decisive action to redesignate Nigeria as a country of particular concern, CPC, to hold perpetrators of violence to account and compel the government of Nigeria to protect the vulnerable communities and end religious persecutions. The president called
Radical Islam is not a religion. It is a political organization run by terrorists.
Please hold on, watch this particular video for better understanding. The next video where they play now, the video where Donald Trump send message to Nigeria about what they go on and the data where they need to collect to show say this thing is serious. So I want you to listen to this particular one, and then the next video that is playing we go play now the video where we say Donald Trump send message to Nigeria. Pay attention carefully and don't forget to share to everyone so that they go see what they go on, and click the subscribe button for more updates.
You have to remember that radical Islam is not a religion. It is a political organization run by terrorists. No easy way to put it. Islamic extremism is infiltrating the U.S. and refusing to assimilate. But what's even darker than that, many of them are openly admitting that they are here with the intent to destroy our country and to kill Americans. They couldn't put it any more clear. This is not a secret. The Quran instructs them to kill all infidels. It specifically encourages them to behead all infidels. If you're not a Muslim, they don't want you here. It provides clear instructions about how they are to steal from non-Muslims. It's no wonder that a group of Somalians have been accused of stealing, 18 billion to this point, and growing, as President Trump says. Roughly 5 million Muslims live in this country, in the United States of America, and on the rise. We do have people who are Muslims in this country, of Muslim descent, who do not practice Sharia law, and they are welcome because they want to assimilate to our culture. But woke cities like Michigan, Minnesota, and New Jersey are replacing American civic norms with radical Islamic policies. Minneapolis became the first major U.S. city to allow amplified Islamic calls to prayer year-round. Noise ordinance be damned. This type of practice is not even allowed in most Muslim countries. Why do they do it here? They want to be seen and heard. They want to be on television. They want to rally the troops, which begs the question, if people like Ilhan Omar love this way of life back home, why don't you just move the hell back? This is our country. Our grandparents built this country. 250 years. This is our birthday, and we do not want to change to a third world country. Radical Islam is fundamentally incompatible with the American way of life. We have to start understanding that. It does not work. They do not want it to work. Islamic would like to see every Christian and freedom-loving American convert to Islam or face death. Not to mention the horrible ways that they regularly abuse women and children. If you're a man in their cult, you can marry a 8, 9, 10-year-old girl. Do we not understand that this does not fit in our culture? Where is the feminists? Where are they at? It's time to wake up. Enough's enough of that it's a Christian nation, and it's going to stay that way. What's happened to our brethren overseas in Europe? They've lost it. They've lost their way of life. And to get it back, how they're going to have to get it back? They're going to have to fight on the streets. They're going to have to take it back if they want to take it back. And I don't know whether their leadership wants that. We're going to recognize it, and we're going to fight back before that gets to that point. Thanks to President Trump, he's made it a priority to stop illegal and even legal third world people coming.
Ending the persecution of Christians in Nigeria. The United States Congress commends President Trump for his decisive action to redesignate Nigeria as a country of particular concern, CPC, to hold perpetrators of violence to account and compare the government of Nigeria to protect the vulnerable communities and end religious persecutions. The president called on Congress Rendemore, Chairman Tom Cole, and the House Appropriation Committee to investigate and produce a report on the prosecution and slaughter of Nigerian Christians. To examine the facts, Appropriations Vice Chair Mario Diaz-Balart hosted an investigative roundtable and led a congressional delegation to Nigeria, and House Foreign Affairs Committee Chairman Brian Mast and Africa Subcommittee Chairman Chris Smith held a hearing to gather evidence from government and civil society witnesses. The close collaboration culminated in the following recommendation. So this is the findings. This is what was discovered. After decades of persecution, Nigeria is the deadliest place in the world to be a Christian. Christians are subject to ongoing violence attack from well-armed Fulani militia and terrorist group, resulting in the death and murder of tens of thousands of Christians, including pastors and priests, the destruction of thousands of churches and schools, as well as kidnappings, blaspheming laws in Nigeria's northern states are used to silence speech and dissent, target Christians and minorities, and justify so-called conviction without due process. President Trump's bold action and attention from Congress has created a once-in-a-generation opportunity for real change to address this 2 decades-long crisis, although the government of Nigeria is a key partner for the United States. Now, let me just go straight to the recommendation. That is where we are going to look into now. Recommendation. Strike a bilateral agreement between the United States and the Nigerian government to protect vulnerable Christian communities from violent persecution and eliminate jihadist terror activities in the region. Further economic cooperation and counter adversaries in the region, including the Chinese Communist Party and Russian Federation. Such an agreement should include commitments by the government of Nigeria to co-fund donor-supported humanitarian assistance, including through faith-based organizations, and to prioritize undeserved communities of internally displaced organizations, and to prioritize undeserved communities of internally displaced persons, IDPs, and their host communities, especially in the predominantly Christian Middle Belt regions. 2. Support and respond to early warning mechanism to prevent attacks and kidnappings, including by deploying sufficient and capable security forces to the Middle Belt to enable rapid and effective response and hold those who ignore the warnings accountable. 3. Remove Fulani militia from confiscated productive farmland and enable the voluntary return of displaced communities to their homes, including by ensuring security and infrastructure, thereby reducing the need for humanitarian aid and generating economic development through the increased agricultural productivity. Then let us go to the next one. It says, continue and expand security cooperation with the United States, including by divestment of Russia military equipment for American military equipment through sales and financing. Now, technical support to the Nigerian government to reduce and then eliminate violence from armed Fulani militia, including by developing and demobilization, disarmament, and reintegration program to address illicit weapons and support safer communities, while allowing farmers to engage in legitimate self-defense. That is about let the farmers be able to buy gun and have it by themselves to protect themselves. Now, supporting the new Ministry of Livestock, ranching plans, and meaningful land reforms efforts, and enhancing the recruitment, technical capabilities, and willingness of the security forces and the military to prevent and respond to violence attack. Comprehensive counter-terrorism cooperation. Let me summarize there. Then now let me go to implementation straight, okay, to avoid waste of time. Implement the National Security Department of State and Related Programs Appropriation Act. Number 1 there under this is increase accountability by requiring proof of a progress before obligating additional funds. Programs to address religious freedom, atrocities response, legal reforms, and so on and so forth. 3rd, there is Treasury Department programs and activities to strengthen the integrity of Nigeria. Okay, let me go to the next, just summarizing it. U.S. Development Finance Corporation investment in Nigeria, GAO audit report on the effectiveness of aid to Nigeria and recommendations for strengthened oversight. Now, invoke and publicly announce the CPC presidential directives to name and shame the perpetrators of violence, this is going to be, a very long-standing one, to invoke and publicly announce the control of particular consigned presidential directives to name and shame perpetrators of violence. It's not going to be funny, okay? Implement sanctions on groups and individuals who participate in or tolerate violence against Christians. Another one is continue visa restriction to the perpetrators involved in Christian violence and violations of religious freedom, of which they have done before. Now, this one is demand the repeal of Sharia codes and criminal anti-blasphemy laws, okay? Now, this is a very, very dangerous one. That is what I'm going to explain at the end. Review and use point of leverage to compel Fulani herdsmen to disarm, including by blocking export of beef and other cattle-related products to countries like Ivory Coast, Ghana, South Africa, and Senegal. Ensure adequate staffing of diplomatic posts in Nigeria. Improve the foreign ministry sales process to expedite the procurement and the delivery of defense articles and services necessary to support shared security priorities. Require a national intelligence estimate on Nigerian sectarian and communal violence. And the last one there in the summary is the enlist and support of international partners, including France, Hungary, and the United Kingdom. So, and I think it is time for us to come and think about this and say, if you want Sharia law, be in a Sharia country. If you want a Sharia law, be in a Sharia country. Why am I saying this? Not because there is this thing that, because Okocha don't like Sharia, that's why he's saying this. No. Do you know how many people who are not Muslims that have died because of Sharia? Why do you use the law against them? Why is Boko Haram leveraging on Sharia? Why are these terrorists leveraging on Sharia to commit the atrocities that they are committing? Why? This is what we are talking about. The Sharia law, among everything United States have said here, for me, other ones, they are just joking. As far as I'm concerned, you see, other ones, they are joking because, they may name the people who are sponsoring it. The thing may just last for 2 years. But the idea of Sharia, just read out what people are thinking. This idea of Sharia has been inculcated to everybody who are Muslims. This is what Sani Yerima said, that it is the ambition. So, I believe that the only thing I see that is important, and that is what the US should focus, is the repealing of Sharia law. So, if they refuse, they will bring it to National Assembly. Fear will not even let Akpabio to talk. The North will not agree. Then you have a law that the terrorists are using to kill people. What kind of law is that? You take this law, take it, confine yourself to a place and practice it. And they will say, it's only northern states now. It's only northern states. These northern states, they were not Sharia state before. You made it a Sharia state. The invasion of Fulanese, right from the time of almost 100 years ago, they have been, pushing this. It's not like this. The reason why I am warning Nigeria is because I read the history of Egypt, Jordan, Turkey. To mention but few, Afghanistan, you saw these countries, they were never a Muslim country. Iran, these countries, they were never a Muslim countries. Go and ask question, what happened to these countries? If you can understand what happened to this country, fear your life. Because you are going to be, your generation, if God did not stop it, if you did not stop it, if the world did not stop it, if we did not stop this thing together, they will erase it. Ethnic cleansing will happen. What happened to the Christians in Iraq? Where are they? They did not convert them. They were cleansed. That is what is called ethnic or religious cleansing. They will kill you, clean you out, chase you. You will run away. If you come back, they kill you. That is ethnic cleansing. It has been going on. Who would have thought that Egypt was a pure Christian nation? Egypt, that don't allow people to make video calls, that put different restrictions. Though Egypt today now, they are still against so many organizations of Muslim, like Islam, what is it called? Muslim Brotherhood. Egypt is against them now. So, this thing is not funny. Jordan welcomes these people. After some years, they conquer Jordan. United Kingdom welcomes them. They are about to conquer United Kingdom. Look at what they are saying in US, that it's a matter of time they are going to conquer US. Be careful when you come out and people will do you like this. That is the sign of ISIS, the sign of Hamas. You know what that means? Only one authority under Allah. Nothing like different religion, nothing like Christian, Jews. Just one God, one authority. Every other thing, either you agree or you'll be eliminated. That is just it. It is a choice. So, US, they are not Nigerians. They are not part of us. This is a global powers concern. We must do our own duty. We must support them. I am going to tell you, no matter who is saying that they don't want US, they don't want this, they don't want that, you see, nobody is talking about the issue of Sharia law because fear will not let anybody to talk about it. Why do we have this law in operational level, not on marriage level or on a customary level? They have courts. The other day in Abuja, Sharia court locked an Igbo man's store and seen it, a Sharia court. You know, the more you look, the more you see about Nigeria. But what I'm telling people is that we should support this good move by the United States. Yes, we should support especially the repeal of Sharia law. I personally knows that these people are not going to agree. They won't. Sharia law was not in Nigeria before. So from Sharia crisis, a lot of things have been going on. So I believe that the US, if this is what they are going to do, they are far from the solution. But I agree with the issue of, it is the issue of repealing of Sharia law and blasphemy law. I agree with them on that. But if this is just what they want to do, I believe they knows what they are doing. But if this is just what they want to do, they are far from the solution. Because solution is one. These two ideologies cannot stay together. In US, you people are deporting these people. Deporting everybody. Because you are feeling that US is unsafe. Not just because of minor, this because of change of culture, change of value system. UK is crying. Many countries are crying. This is not about hating anybody, but this is about the truth. These people don't hide it. What they are saying, I have so many friends who are Muslims, okay? I have so many friends. These friends, I was able to keep them because they are direct, they don't hide it, and you know me, I don't hide things. So I tell them the way I know, the way I think, I know that things are supposed to go in this way. And they themselves say that, and then it's a dogma. So they believe something they can't question. They believe something that you don't have to question it, you yourself. Don't question this. It's about God. That is a dogma. Okay? When we are doing canon law, it is called a dogma. Some set form of belief that you are not allowed to question it. That is the problem. You can't question it, and if anybody questions it, you kill the person. That is blasphemy. You don't question anything about this. This is a big problem. It's a big problem. And I believe that everybody should practice what they want to practice. That is the essence of nation. That is the essence of nation. People don't think, the essence of nation is that the whole world cannot be a one country because we are not one. The whole world cannot be a one country. As liberal, as free as Europe is, Europe could not be, they couldn't come together as one country. The highest thing they could do is to form a European Union, just like African Union or ECOWAS. You can, if you are a citizen of this country, you can travel to another country. You can do trade together, but everybody have different law. Be confined to your territories to avoid trouble. We use the same currency. That is where they were able to drop it. They mark the line there. Let's be careful. Dividing Nigeria is something that we pay everybody. Yes, dividing Nigeria is something that we pay. Anybody that tells you that the division of Nigeria is not good, the person should make sure he keep himself alive. Like, try to take good care of yourself, because you are going to see that your mentality will change from next 20 years when you see dangers, things that will begin to happen.
My people, what you think? Drop your opinion at the comment section, because if you look at the body language of the president, you go see in the dance to the tune of the North. So that's why they kick against this division, and they kick against Biafra recognition. So they don't fight all the possible best to make sure they make this country an Islamized country. So I'm not going to just talk much. Which one I think? Share your thoughts at the comment section, and don't forget to click the subscribe button for more updates.